morning, and this is time of our service where we continue the healing work which is very central to our White Eagle Path. We do a world healing prayer. So take a few deep breaths and come to that still place within. As we remember the great need of our world, and we seek to still our mind so that we come into a place of peace and deep stillness, drawing closer to God in prayer. Let us open our hearts to the power, love, and wisdom of God, and by the Christ light and love in our hearts, we call to the great angels of the Christ Star Circle. Being still, we feel their presence and their power. And now, with all the will of our minds, with all the love of our deepest hearts, we send forth the light. We send it forth as a great star of light, a blazing star, a star of the Christ light, lifting all hearts into the eternal heart of God. By all the power of Christ within our hearts, we send forth the light to the world. We hold our beautiful planet in the healing light of the Christ star. And we hold within this healing ray the soil, the waters of the earth, and the air, and all nature, especially the human and animal kingdoms. And especially at this time, we hold our entire world, especially those in Afghanistan, the country, the peoples, especially the women and children, in the heart of the blazing Christ star. And then we see the light enfolding the soul of humanity. And we hold in the heart of the Christ star the soul of the Americas, the soul of the peoples of the Americas. May the light of the Christ star shine through the hearts and minds of the people of the Americas to bring healing to mankind and reverence for all life. And let us hold within this great healing star anyone known to us personally who is in need of help or healing. Silently, we name them now and see them radiant in this beautiful healing light. Amen. And we're continuing our healing work for our healing circle. So let us open our hearts to the Christ power, wisdom, and love, together as we call upon the angels of healing to draw close. The angels of the Christ Star Circle. And we come into the soft radiance of this love as we focus and hold the healing light of the Christ Star over all of our children, our future, all children and young people everywhere. We see this beautiful Christ light enveloping them, sustaining them, preparing them for their evolutionary journey to help us in the future. With hearts full of love and gratitude, we give our grateful thanks. Amen. Good morning again. Jeff has selected a beautiful reading with all of the teachings based on around karma today, or I like to say opportunities for growth. Anyway, beloved brethren, will you endeavor to rise in consciousness above the physical and the mental levels? Rise with us into the temple of truth and light. Beloved, the brethren in our world are close to you all now, and wish to say that you're watched over, cared for, and guided by your own guardian angels and the lords of karma. We remind you that the law of karma controls your earthly events and opportunities which come to you to learn valuable lessons, and none can escape. But the lessons which you can learn from your earthly experiences are so valuable because they are giving you the power to advance spiritually and in your knowledge and comprehension of life, spiritual as well as the physical. These opportunities are offering a deep richness of the soul, the power to enjoy life on the earth plane, the power to receive spiritual joy and ecstasy in the happiness of experiences beyond all worlds to describe. So, dear brethren, do not turn away from your karma or the difficulties which confront you from time to time. Grasp them and ask the answer to the mystery which they contain. We would assure you your earthly problems, if accepted rightly and worked but rightly, will bring you in due time all happiness and fulfillment. We know these things are true. We also know that you, dear earthly people, have to learn to have faith and trust in the great white Spirit who holds the plan of your life in his heart. We can truly say to you that good cometh, light cometh out of darkness. Light cometh with the dawn, and with the rising of the sunlight in your soul. Have courage and trust. The tests you're called upon to undergo have their bright side, and the cloud has a golden lining. We assure you that this is true. We see it so clearly for you all. We see this beautiful shining light, which is beyond the clouds. So we bring you a message of hope. Some of you have been through sorrow and separation. Some have been anxious because of your loved ones who are sick. Some have been confused in mind and heavy in heart because you were unable to accomplish your work in the way you would have liked. All these things we know, and we are with each one of you individually. We come to you, not only one spirit, but a multitude, some of whom you know, and others you do not know. My beloved brethren, the heavens are full of winged beings, messengers from higher spheres, and just a thought from you, a prayer, a hope, and your beloved brethren know and are with you. But there is one thing that we cannot do. We cannot take from you your free will, nor rob you of your experiences. We cannot keep you from paying your karmic debts. We would have you understand this. You must accept for payment debts that you have incurred, and you must sweetly surrender yourselves to the infinite love of God. But we can assure you of this, that your karma can be softened. You can go through and work out your lessons happily, joyfully, and your karma can be softened by the love of the Lord Christ and transmuted by the power of the Christ Spirit. We particularly wish all of you to recognize this, for it will remove from you a sense of hopelessness. We so frequently hear the thought, "Oh, it is my karma, I must accept it." It is true that you must accept divine law, but divine law is merciful, and the mercy and love of the Christ will beautify and release the soul from bondage. We do not want you just to listen to our words and to go to sleep afterwards. We want you to realize that all we say to you is vital living truth, and if you will apply this to your actions and reactions, you will find it works, and it will lift you out of despair and despondency and enable you to see the light of heavens and the love of God. This is the way to transmute karma, and as soon as you learn the lesson that the karma is meant to teach you, it will fall away. It will no longer exist. You know, it is very difficult, dear brethren, to endure, to swallow the pangs of suffering which karma brings. But remember that if you're going to do a good work, a great work for God and for the elder brethren of the light, you must first work off karma, which is blocking your way. Now this is most unpalatable, we know, but we would like all of our brethren to recognize this in their troubles, disappointments, and anxieties. The karma which is involved must be wiped off before you're ready to advance. And what does this have to do as an individual? The clearing off of karma is preparing your spirit for the inflow of deeper wisdom and love. You're perhaps unaware. You suffer, you endure in your hearts, but you're paying off karma. And in paying off karma, your soul becomes illumined. It learns. Before it was ignorant, but after paying off the debt, it has gained wisdom and vision and understanding. Thus, we joyfully accept karma thankfully. Thankfully accept it. We know the pain will pass, and the joy which follows cannot be compared with the suffering. So be of good heart, all of you who are faced with difficulties, which you're responsible for, you must clear. God moves in mysterious ways, and He expects of those who are walking on the spiritual path is trust and acceptance, and that all is well. God be with you, dear brothers and sisters. God be ever with you in your journeying, and all love from us who are in the world of spirit. Amen.
Good morning. Karma. This is a very serious subject. And could use some lightening up. So, do you know how the Buddha ordered a hot dog? Make me one with everything. When he paid the man with a $20 bill, he asked about his change. Change, the vendor said, must come from within. And thus begins my talk, titled, With Karma There Is Hope. What is karma? Karma is a Sanskrit term that literally means action or doing. In the Buddhist tradition, karma refers to action driven by intention, which leads to future consequences. In the reading, thank you, Denise, White Eagle describes it as the earthly events and opportunities that come to us. Another way to describe it would be as our life's lessons. And obviously, some of those lessons and opportunities are going to be, as Denise said, opportunities for growth. Because if there's one thing we know about karma, it is that if you don't learn the lesson, it will keep coming back to you time after time. So is karma fate or destiny? Is it out of our hands? Nothing could be further from the truth. Thank goodness. Yes, it is true that our lives are laid out for us. God does have a plan for each of us, a plan that includes all the things he feels we should be able to accomplish. That plan includes all kinds of events, opportunities, and lessons. The key for us to remember is that we choose the path we walk. We choose the roads that take us from event to event. We are the ones who decide how we deal with, respond to, and what we take away from each of these events and opportunities. This is very important. God knows what we can handle and what we can't. For example, God is not going to make me decide the fate of a nation or solve the ozone problem. But every day, he gives me the power to influence and mold the minds of young people. Every day, he gives me the power to handle my daily tasks, to work with my colleagues, to make decisions that affect my life and the lives of others. We make these decisions based on our own free will, and this is a tremendous amount of power. As Denise said, we made a free will choice to move here to the center. We could fly or we could drive, but we were coming. Of course, many people don't choose to believe in karma, or they call it good luck or bad luck, or they make light of it. Have you seen the bumper sticker that says, "Stop your dogma from chasing my karma"? But laugh at it or ignore it, it's still there. The point is, karma isn't good or not. It just is. Cosmic law. When you do, as White Eagle calls it, a good work, well, it means there will be fewer speed bumps in your future. When things are going smoothly in our lives, we don't usually stop and think of it as good karma, and that we are being rewarded for the great work we have done in the past. But there it is. We are reaping the benefits from doing the nice things, the positive things, the loving things, the respectful, trustworthy, caring, loving, honorable, nurturing, supportive. Did I say loving yet? The loving things that we have done. In Buddhism, a good action is one that has good consequences for everyone, not just for oneself. White Eagle teaches us, do not turn away from the difficulties which confront you. If accepted rightly and worked rightly, they will bring to you in due time all happiness and fulfillment. This is our challenge, to take these opportunities for growth as true opportunities, to be welcomed rather than avoided. He tells us, we can truly say to you that good cometh, light cometh out of the darkness. Light cometh with the dawn and with the rising of the sun, the sunlight in your soul. Have courage and trust. The tests you are called upon to undergo have their bright side, and the cloud has a golden lining. We see this beautiful shining light, which is beyond the clouds, so we bring to you this message of hope. Karma. We have to learn to face it, even if we don't like it. Deal with it, even if it scares us. Work through it, even if it seems like it will take forever. And rise above it, even if it seems enormous. We must learn to accept. Accept our lesson. Accept our responsibility to deal with the lesson. Accept that God's plan is working and that we are going to get through whatever this is and move ahead to the next part of our lives. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, how people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. Free will is all about choice. More finely put, it's about making the right choice. It's about choosing the right path following one of these events or opportunities. Because it is how we react to the event how we choose to move on, and which path we move on to that takes us forward. No, we don't necessarily know what's around the next corner, but we do know that if we make the wrong choice as to how we react to or deal with this event, the path will bring us around again to face the same lesson, eventually. So making the right choice is how we move ahead. Making the loving choice, the choice to serve others, to help others, to do it with the Christ spirit in our hearts and with thoughts of love. When we do that, we move into a world of hope and opportunity. And you want to know the best part? The better our attitude in doing so, the more spiritual strength we can maintain, the more our karma will be softened, transmuted by the love of the Lord Christ, by the power of the Christ Spirit. Bodhidharma, a 5th century Buddhist monk, said, "Once you know that the nature of anger and joy is empty, and you let them go, you free yourself from karma." Think of it as having your sentence reduced for good behavior. It's probably time for me to reduce my sentences right now, so allow me one more bit of wisdom. Are you afraid of karma? Do you wonder what you can do, how you can find hope? Live with love. Live with the love of God. Live with the Christ Spirit in your heart at all times. As White Eagle said, "For it will remove from you a sense of hopelessness." The Dalai Lama sums it all up in 8 simple words. Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. God bless you. As we come together for communion, let yourself relax. Breathe deeply, comfortably. Our communion is a spiritual one, taken by anyone who chooses to celebrate within their own heart that closeness with our Father, Mother God, and with the Christ who comes before us in this brief time of spiritual upliftment to provide us strength and send to us ever-sustaining love. As I begin my communion, I find myself in a place of stillness, calm, peace, a secluded pond, quiet glade, a sandy beach, a sweeping mountain vista, a place of openness and yet perfect solitude. I am alone and yet surrounded in golden light. I become aware of the presence of Christ, radiating his love and his life. He offers me sustenance in the form of spiritual bread and wine. I am enfolded in a soft, warm blanket of love. I am loved. I am thankful. I am restored. I am strengthened. I am at peace. As the form of Christ gently withdraws from my presence, the golden light remains. The feeling of love remains. It will surround me all day
be.